All right, everybody, welcome to My Impossible Dream. And normally you hear my mother's voice for this, but we decided to take a little bit of a different turn. I'm in a very special place with a very special guest. I worked somewhere the past 2 years. I had the absolute most fun I've ever had at a job. And I felt it was very important to get this man in on a podcast. So joining me, the owner of the Akron Rubber Ducks, Ken Babby. Ken, how are you?
It's great to be here. It's just a thrill having you guys here at the ballpark on a perfect night.
I got to tell you, now people who've listened to my show know that it just wasn't going to work out for me. And I got to tell you, when I was walking back up the normal route I normally took, I was like, man, I already miss it here.
It's a pretty special place. You know, we've dedicated a lot of time to, as I see a father holding a little beautiful baby girl walking by the office window here. I mean, it's a pretty special place. We've had a small part in building, but it's the community that's really brought this place alive. The facility, of course, was built 17 years ago. We put a lot of love and care into it and making it special, but it's the smiles you see on the fans' faces. It's the excitement they get at the crack of the bat, the taste of the ice cream. Yeah. It's just a really special experience.
And we'll get to what you've done in the stadium because it's not what it used to look like all those years ago. But one of the things I do want to praise the Akron Rubber Ducks is the way they treat their workers, because I'm a perfect example of this. You guys did not have to take a chance on me. I told you guys coming in, I'm autistic. There may be some days where I just feel a little down in the dumps. You guys said, you want to what? Just be you, and we believe you will do a great job. And I got to tell you, it's not just for people like me. It's everybody here. You have people coming back to work here. What is it like having not just a regular working place feeling, but almost like a family feeling when you come to work?
You know, you're kind to say that. You know, I spent almost 14 years of my career at the Washington Post, which was a big company, 3,500 employees, driving to traffic in traffic every day you got to work. People were upset. They were angry from driving in bumper to bumper traffic every day. We work at a ballpark. We get to come to work every day and be a part of providing fans an incredible experience for 2 to 3 hours with the people that they care most about for a few hours. And I think that it starts there. And what our mission is truly to do just that and to develop those relationships with people. I also think truly that our staff is incredibly gifted at understanding the importance of fan experience. That really starts from the time that fans get out of the car every day and make their way through the gates and decide where they want to sit, and then visit one of our themed concession stands and maybe try one of the extreme menu items and one of the great foods here. So I think a lot of that starts with making sure that we hire the right people and give them a tremendous chance to succeed. It's a great honor to be able to do that 71 nights a year.
Yeah. And I got to say, right now I'm looking outside. I remember last year at this time, I mean, it was good attendance, but I think at this point it was starting to dwindle down because, school was getting ready to get back. People were going on their last vacations. It is jam-packed tonight. And I think it's a lot of like what you're doing with, the workers, everybody that's coming in, but also the atmosphere when you walk in here. The renovations. Tell us what went into these amazing renovations that were unveiled last year.
There's a lot of observation and conversations with fans about some of the things they want. Sort of working left to right across the seating bowl. You have foul territory in left field, which is our intimate and exciting picnic area. If you remember coming to Canal Park years ago and having a picnic, it would be down the sort of back porchway over the player parking lot on the canal. You wouldn't even know you were at a ballpark. Here, now you're sitting closer to the third baseman than the pitcher is, and so you're right on the you're right on the third base line. Tiered seating, picnic style seating, all you can eat food. It's about as good a value as you can get, and it only costs $22. So it's a great value and it's great fun. Of course, we have the traditional baseball seating. You can always get into Canal Park for $5, but some of the best seating right behind the plate only costs $9. So that's the most expensive ticket in the place. Right field, of course, the largest tiki bar, Tiki Terrace in Northeast Ohio, the Game Grill and Bar, our restaurant, and the Duck Club, our private event space. So we put a lot into the facility and the renovations, and then topped it all off, as I say, with the cherry on top, which is the largest video board in AA baseball that we installed 2 years ago when you were here. So it's a great ballpark. It's a great environment for families, and we're just really, really happy to be here.
And on top of that, you guys have got a pretty good team this year. I mean, not too long ago, a certain prospect finally got called up to Double-A. What is it like? Because I saw it 2 years ago when Francisco Lindor made his debut in Akron. What is it like when these top prospects come up here and the fans start flocking just to see them? What is it like?
You know, we've seen it this year with Bradley Zimmer, who you referenced. And, you know, when you get a guy who's a first-round pick in last year's draft and he comes up and takes his talents here to Canal Park, it's a big deal. People get excited. And we saw that, of course, with Tyler Naquin. We saw that with Francisco Lindor, Kyle Crockett, who's been in the major leagues, Austin Adams, Tyler Holt, Jesus Aguilar. The list of players, continues to go on and on. Cody Anderson was our opening day starter here in Akron this year, pitched 2 or 3 games to start the season, and now he's in the major leagues. So it's great to see.
I still remember last year with Cody Anderson, I made a little bit of a hint to a certain friend of mine when he wasn't doing so well. I said, you want to know what? I think something's wrong. He might be injured. About a couple of weeks later, he skipped a start for some reason. Gee, I wonder if that advice was followed.
Yeah.
But one exciting thing that I think you would probably be excited about hearing is that the Indians have a couple of other ones on the way.
They do.
I mean, they just acquired, I forgot his name, Kaminsky. Rob Kaminsky from the Cardinals. He's in high A right now.
Yeah.
Clint Frazier, and I think I told you this one.
Yeah.
This kid can hit the ball out of the ballpark. And this really isn't a home run ballpark as we've seen in the past.
Yeah, it's hard to hit the ball out here. Clint Frazier's going to be great. We saw him at spring training. He's a very talented kid.
Yeah, and I remember, and here's the funny thing, I was here, working here the day we drafted him, and I was sort of beside myself, like, I'm trying not to use my phone because that's against the rules, but part of me is like, I got to double check, no one's looking, okay, we're not on the clock. And then someone right in the front row said to me, we just drafted Clint Frazier. And a friend of mine was playing at Georgia where Clint Frazier was going to attend, and I called him that night. I said, we drafted Frazier. He said, yeah, you just stole my College World Series. I hate the Indians for that. But other than that, you spend a lot of time in the community. Tell us how important it is to be out there in the community and how to help out for yourself.
Well, so, sure, all day we're here selling tickets and hot dogs and popcorn and a little bit of beer, too. But really, at the end of the day, the ballpark belongs to the community. The team belongs to the community. This is Akron's hometown minor league baseball team. And so it's our responsibility, really our duty, to be in the hospitals and the schools and out in the community. And we love doing those things. It's deeply important in terms of who we are as an organization. And you'll continue to see us do that time and time again.
And one of the nice things that the Rubber Ducks have done is one of the people we've had on our show, Quinn, who has cancer, and I believe it is terminal.
He's terminal.
But you wouldn't believe it by looking at this kid. When you meet him, you're going to be like, there's no way. So much energy. And you guys are going to have him down here, I believe, August 23rd.
Right after our walk.
Right after the Walk for Autism. I'm going to be running down here because I believe he's going to be throwing out one of the first pitches.
He is.
He's going to be one of your big guests, and I cannot wait to see it. And I'm going to tell you, you're going to be amazed by this kid. And on behalf of the family and us in general, thank you for that. I mean, it really means a lot.
It'll be a very special night, as that night always is. We value very deeply our partnership with Akron Children's Hospital, and it's a great fun night for us.
Now, I know we didn't really spend too much time getting to know each other here, but in your time of probably getting to know me in the small times, what have you learned about autism, if anything, from me?
I think it's probably one of the most unappreciated and misunderstood issues in the world today. And as we sit and try and understand it, I'm a father of a 7-year-old. I want to understand what autism is all about. I wanted him to understand what autism is all about. I want to understand what living with autism is all about. Because I think, there's a misconception of sorts of parents and people understand the fact that their children with autism and what that means and what they're limited to. You're proof, Alex, by showing everybody that, that you can do everything that you want to do. You can achieve every dream you want to achieve. You can go out and chase your passion and make that happen. What you've been able to do is remarkable. And I know that there's an army of people behind you that are supporting you and helping you. but know that we're so impressed with you. We're so impressed with what you've done, and I think you've paved the way for many other young men along the way.
Well, I really do appreciate those comments coming from you. One more little subject that we got to talk about before we're going to wrap this all up. You have another team now.
We do.
Tell us, what team is that?
So we're down in Jacksonville, Florida, Northeast Florida. I bought the AA affiliate of the Miami Marlins.
Ooh, you're helping out a South Beach team.
Yeah, we are.
I'm sorry, Ken.
Yeah, it's hard.
Okay, thank you very much for that.
Exactly. It'll be a lot of fun. The Bragan family's owned the Jacksonville team for 31 years. We'll step in there next season and do a lot of the same kinds of things we've done here. So we're very excited, and sort of the next chapter in our mission. Our work is far from done here in Akron. We still have a long, long way to go.
Well, I'm going to tell people in Jacksonville that might be listening to this, if he does what he's doing here, you guys are going to have a lot of fun with that team. And by the way, Marlins got some good prospects coming up.
They most
really
do.
Tyler Kotek, I believe his name is, hard throwing righty. Oh, man, I can't wait to see this kid pitch. But anyways, I know you got to get going because you got something to do, I believe, after the end of the first inning, if I remember the routine correctly.
Yes, that's right. I'm getting ready to go through T-shirts. And so great pleasure having you guys here, and look forward to seeing you out at the ballpark tonight.
Hopefully we get to talk to you again maybe after the end of the year, talk about what's in store for the future.
I'd love it. Great seeing you. Enjoy the ball game. Take care, guys.